Hello everyone. It is me, MsNoBuntu D.I.V.A.A, divinely inspired, vibrantly anointed artist, and I am back again with another divine inspiration by God. I will see you on the other side of this, but before I go into what God has revealed to me and I would like to share with you for today, I want to say that if you have been coming here on a regular basis and you enjoy the content that you find on this channel, on the public playlists that are on this channel, please consider subscribing, and next to the subscribe button hit that notifications bell so that every time that I do upload here on the channel you are notified. It is all at no cost to you, so please feel free to subscribe. And also, if you like what you see and think that somebody else that would benefit to hear about it, feel free to share. So thank you again for stopping by. I really appreciate you, and I will see you on the other side of this. So there are 3 parts that you will encounter on your way to destiny. And as I was taking a walk yesterday, God showed me such an amazing illustration of it. So I just wanted to share something that I learned earlier on, but also that I wanted to share regarding these 3 ways to destiny. There is the main road, there is the crescent, and there is the cul-de-sac. The cul-de-sac in your travels is the pathway you go into and you go down, and you find out after some time or after a very short time that this is a dead end, and the only way out of a cul-de-sac is to reverse back into the main road that you veered out of to get into the cul-de-sac. A crescent is not a dead end, but it is half a circle. So you get out of your main road and you go into a crescent. Out of the main road you go into a crescent, and then you come out again in a very short time, typically back into a main road. And then there's the main road, which leads to somewhere very quickly. Now, what we do in our lives, because of perhaps just a lack of clarity of the main road, because of fear of the main road, of the calling of our lives, our purpose in our lives, is that we take these detours into cul-de-sacs and into crescents. Some of them are God-given. I just came out of an employment situation that I thought was supposed to be for a while, because God fought for me very, very hard to be in that employment position. But about 8 to 10 months later, God was saying, it's time for you to move. And I was like, what do you mean? You fought really hard for me to come into this employment position. I'm in here, and now you're telling me to get out? It doesn't make sense. And he showed me a vision of a crescent, and he said, this is not your destination. This is not the main road trip. This is not the main road route. But along the main road there was a profitable crescent, and I allowed for you to be able to gather from it and to get rest by going through this crescent and gaining what you could gain from this crescent. But time's up, and it's not a 24 months later. It was literally like about 8 to 10 months later. God was like, we're done here. And I was like, it doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. You're gonna have to take the job away. And that's exactly what he allowed to happen, even though he didn't take my job away. A cul-de-sac is where you go into and where you get rejected, because the container of that cul-de-sac is too small for the substance of what is within you. It's too small to contain what your destiny is about, what your purpose is about. So that cul-de-sac quickly kicks you out of its dead-endedness. And so you're confused and you're thinking, what is going on? Why did I secure some kind of position, some kind of entry, some kind of access into some place that I really wanted to be? But 2 weeks later, 3 months later, 6 months later, I'm being kicked out. It's because it's a dead end. And it's redirection back to your purpose, back to your destiny that is ordained. And you cannot procrastinate anymore. And that's why God allows for you to get kicked out. And God said, and God was saying to me as He's showing me all of this, He's saying, don't fret. Don't fret. The cul-de-sac and the crescent, these are very temporary, and these situations, these diversions into these cul-de-sacs and into these crescents, they last for a very short time. And after a very short time, it's very clear that you need to move on. It's a very quick learning curve in a crescent. And there's nothing else to learn. So you need to quickly get out of it and get back on track into your purpose that is leading you and elevating you and accelerating you to your ordained destiny. Don't fret when you get into these dead ends, when you get into these crescents, because then at least you know, oh, that was not where I'm supposed to be anyway. And as God is showing me this, I was thinking, okay, so my prayer is, what is my main road? Can you help me identify my purpose, my destiny? What is my main road? So that I can just stay on my main road and stop going into these crescents and these cul-de-sacs and just stay on my main road. Sometimes a crescent is not bad for you because it allows you to rest and recuperate. A cul-de-sac is just that. You're going to be rejected out of a cul-de-sac. You're going to have a horrible boss in both. Sometimes you might have a horrible boss in a cul-de-sac. Sometimes you might have a horrible boss in a crescent to get you out of there quickly because you're not supposed to stay there. It's not rejection. It's redirection back to your purpose, back to your ordained destiny. And my prayer these days is, okay, God, what is my main road? What is my purpose? And help me stay on my main road. Help me stay on my purpose so that I don't have to keep going into these crescents and these cul-de-sacs to try and manage fear. These crescents and these cul-de-sacs are about managing the fear of just the magnitude of our purpose, the magnitude of our destination, of our destiny. And the prayer then can rather be, God, help me to be able to handle, to be able to carry, to be able to deal through this anxiety, this fear, this of what the magnitude of this purpose and this destiny means, and it causes to rise up in me. It's scary to live in your purpose. It's scary to go for your straight into your destiny. So we do this and we go into crescents and dead ends because we're scared. And sometimes those things are placed in our lives to give us a break from the compounding of the stress of fear. But I just want to tell you that there's only three. There's the dead end, and out of that you'll typically get rejected. There's the cul-de-sac. Out of that you might get rejected, or you will also be accelerated quickly out of that. It'll come to an end. You'll be, the contract will end suddenly. You'll be retrenched. Whatever will happen, but you quickly get into something and think, oh, I'm gonna be here for the next 3 years to 5 years, and it's like, oh, 6 months later you have to be out. And when you look back, as I look back on my crescent, there was nothing else to learn. There was nothing else to learn. There was no growth edge. There was no growth potential. There was only the benefit of getting a break and earning a steady income and learning some things. But as soon as I learned those things, there was nothing else to learn. And it was in a very short time that I learned those things. Now I could have stayed there for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, wasting my life doing basic things for a long time, for longer than I should be. But God is invested in getting you to the destination of the purpose that He has and the plan that He has for you. So He's not going to allow that. If you have prayed the prayer that says, I come into alignment with what it is that you brought me here for and what you want me to do here. So fret not when they reject you. Fret not when they fire you. Fret not when you thought it was going to last for a long time and it lasts for shorter than you thought, than what you anticipated. It's redirection back to your purpose, back to your ordained destiny and the order of your schedule and the order of your destiny. And the closing out and the closing out and the kicking out of you out of whatever detour that you went into is there to tell you this is not it. It might have been it for a little while, but this is not the it. Fret not. Celebrate when they reject you. Celebrate when they prematurely end your contract. Celebrate, because then that means you're being rerouted back into the main road of your purpose, into the main road of your life. You're being rerouted back into your ordained purpose. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you coming back and continuing to support this channel by sharing, by liking, by subscribing. Your interaction is very much appreciated. Please feel free to leave a comment down below to say I was here, and tell me what your thoughts are, what your you want, whatever it is that you want to say to me. Tell me what your thoughts are down below in the comment section, and I will definitely respond to you. Anyway, I appreciate you again. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you again next time. Bye.